virtual commemorative tickets. Fans in attendance at the remaining regular season games, shown right here, can receive a commemorative NFT ticket after the game. To learn more and see how you can qualify, visit NFL.com/tickets/NFT. Times they are changing. Meanwhile, in Chicago, the first place Cardinals leave the desert for the Windy City. Arizona 9-2, coming off a bye. That's the best record in football. The Bears are 4-7, but coming off a Thanksgiving win as they take on a team undefeated on the road. Big news here, Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins could return today after missing the last 3 games with injuries. Cards got the job done without him, though, going 2-1 with Colt McCoy at quarterback. You know, even so, Kyler's been one of the best players in the NFL this season. He's completing 73% of his passes. That's the highest in the league. And he's on pace to be the 3rd highest in a season all time. Our Michelle Steele knows all about it. She is at Soldier Field with the very latest on their availability today. Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, Sam. 38 days, that's the number of the day. That's how long it's been since we last saw Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. Murray expected to get the start, as Shefty just reported, looking likely for D-Hop 2 pending testing on that hamstring pregame. Now, teammates this week watching them move in practice use these words to describe seeing them: electric, competitive, and perhaps most importantly, fresh. They're going to need fresh legs on this field that's already cold, it's already windy, and it's already forecast to be wet today. Finally, I want to leave you with this. This is a top 5 scoring offense, but the Cards still consider themselves the underdogs in this matchup, Sam. Veteran left tackle DJ Humphries told me this locker room heard the haters in the offseason who didn't believe in this team, telling me, quote, "Nobody expects anything from us, so we got to go out there and take everything." That mindset, it's been working for him.
It sure has. Teddy Bruschi loves it. Rex isn't buying it, though. You can find it. Yes, you came from a place that does that quite well. Yes. Look, this is the thing about the Cardinals. On paper, obviously, best record in football. They've been really good. But it's been a different team in some ways over this last month. It's been so long since we've seen Kyler Murray, certainly Kyler Murray and DeAndre together. There are questions about if they could be a little rusty. Do you still have questions about the Cardinals right now?
They're 9-2. I think they're better than their record. This is a really, really good football team. Think about this. Kyler Murray hasn't played in 5 weeks, okay? After his last play, and really they should have won that game. He throws the fade route to A.J. Green. Right. There's miscommunication. A.J. Green wins that 9 out of 10 times, in my opinion. But 5 weeks ago, it was the last time he played. They were tied for first place in their division. Now they have a 2-game lead in their division. What they did with Colt McCoy, without Kyler, without DeAndre Hopkins, without Chase Edmonds, who was their starting running back at the time, is so impressive. This is a great coaching job by Cliff Kingsbury. Oh, by the way, he missed a game in the process.
Won that one too.
Vance Joseph's doing an amazing job on defense. So I really think that this team, they can say they're underdogs all they want. This is probably the best team in football right now, and they've proved it.
You know, looking at this game, you know, I think I started the show off talking about snow, but rain is going to be the factor. You know, looking at 18-mile-per-hour wind there and rain being a factor, my concern with the DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray connection is the weather factor. Why? Because he's nursing a hamstring. Right. I remember when the week after, 2 weeks after, they tried to bring him back, and you could see him trying to run up the sideline. He was not ready to go. So what? DeAndre Hopkins has had some time off. The reason why I think weather is a factor, because you're coming back from a hamstring injury. That means that the ball is going to move, the weather is going to have the ball moving. So what am I going to do as a wide receiver? I'm going to make those subtle adjustments to try to get in front of the ball, to try to catch the ball. So as bad as I wanted to see the connection between Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins get back, because I think it's one of the best in all of football, if they sit him down for a week or limit his touches today, I wouldn't be surprised. But that's something I'm looking for today.
Yeah, you know what? I look at this. You mentioned the coaching job that Cliff Kingsbury's done. Like, amazing job. And here it is. First off, I mean, he made his reputation by this air raid offense and all that. Well, these guys are a physical offense right now. And that's why you're going to take your team on the road. Why do they have a perfect road record? Because they bring their defense and they bring the running game. And so to me, that running game is got to carry the load today. You got your quarterback, Yes, there's going to be a little rust and all that, but it's important that he gets out there. Hopkins, I'd be more concerned with that, with the hamstring on a loose grass field like this. So let's get back to doing what we do now and pound that football. And you know what? Go ahead.
Yeah, they're just not calling runs. They're committed to runs over some of the top teams in the NFC. You think about running football teams. You think about the Cowboys and how they want to pound it and things like that. The Packers, all right, the Buccaneers. The Cardinals are calling a run 43% of the time. That's more than the Packers, the Cowboys, and the Buccaneers. You're talking about the Cardinals. And what we're seeing, I got to give Cliff Kingsbury more love. I mean, these young coaches, you look for signs of their development, of Cliff's development from 10 personnel in college and all of that stuff, the air raid like you mentioned, to committed to running the football. Also, the mark on the road, how he managed Kyler Murray. And he could have forced him back early, but he learned from last year on how, I brought him back a little bit early, and Kyler just wasn't the same because this is a little quarterback that needs to be 100% healthy, and he was committed to resting him. Credit to Colt McCoy and the coaching staff of Cliff Kingsbury.
Can I say something real quick? They don't get credit for being a hard, physical, tough running team because they do it out of 4 wides.
Right.
So, listen, I promise you, it's still hard to tackle James Conner when you have 4 wides on the field. So don't get it fooled that they don't run the ball just because of the formation that they're in.
And all that stuff that we just said, and what's what Michelle Steele said, what Humphreys was doing, don't listen to any of it. All right, because all those guys in the locker room, you still got to believe. If they believe that no one still respects us, that's the motivation you got to take going forward.
Leave that chip
They're
on
still
your
the
shoulder.
Cardinals, and I say that with all due respect, but the narrative has been set for so long. And to your point on the narrative around Cliff Kingsbury, it's not just that they're running out of 4 wides. It's that he came from Texas Tech where everyone was talking about, he's just running the air raid. All they do is throw the ball. They're just trying to sling it. They play no defense. They can't run the ball. The difference we've seen when I was out there in Arizona, whenever he didn't coach that game, maybe a month ago, I asked him about the air raid because you were always bringing it up. And I could tell he was kind of annoyed by my question. No. He basically said, we're calling plays to win games. We're not sticking to some system, all due respect to the Hal Mummy air raid stuff, but that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to win games, and they are doing just that. So all our love to Cliff Kingsbury for how it's going so far and playing a very banged-up Bears team today with Andy Dalton expected out there. Time now for the best part of the show. That would be Rex's DraftKings lineup. What do you got for us?
And you know what? If I was taking a head coach on DraftKings, it might be Cliff Kingsbury, but we don't have that spot. But my lineup is sick. I'm calling this Opportunity Knox lineup right here.
All right.
And let's talk about it. See, Gibson, he's got a bigger role. No J.D. McKissick. Javonte Williams, no Melvin Gordon. Ayuk, you got no Deebo Samuel. All right. Mooney, you got no Robinson. And so to me, Hunter Renfrow, we don't have the big tight end there. So Opportunity Knocks, and it knocks for this kid right here, Brevin Jordan. That's a steal here, folks.
For 2,500?
He's got 2 touchdowns in the last 3 games right there.
What number
so I
is
like
Rex?
it. And Jonathan Taylor, please give this man the football. RPOs or not, give him the football. Arizona Cardinal defense, I'm taking you. This lineup is sick. Opportunity Knox.
I like the
For
theme.
you, just book it down,
the
take
theme.
this lineup, and thank me later.
The theme.
Hold up. Can we give Brevin Jordan the number or no? He's that under the radar. We're not even giving him a number yet. All right, I'll take it. Adam Schefter, what's coming up on Countdown?
Rex is all over. Fantasy Rex. Coming up next on Sunday Countdown with Ben Roethlisberger expected to be in his last season. There'll be one more team in the quarterback market this offseason. We'll tell you why this year's quarterback draft class could be unlike any other from the last 10 years. Plus, before Monday night's AFC East showdown between the Patriots and Bills, we're going one-on-one with Josh Allen to find out why this might be the biggest regular season game of his career.
That's what we want to bring here, is bring a Super Bowl and a world championship here to the city of Buffalo.